I'm Sandra Cowart, and I'm an interior designer. The Julian Price Hillside Manor, I would say, is the perfect house. The style is English Tudor, Greek Revival. It has 9,000 square feet, 4 floors. We used to drive by every Sunday, and I would say to my husband, honey, a little house like that, some days, what I want.
I'm Earl. I'm Sandra's brother. Her hoarding has pretty well been danced around, shall I say. We've tried to address it with her, and she would tend to change the subject.
If you look up, you see the ceiling, which is a plaster motif.
We've tried to talk to her about it, that she's, a hoarder.
These were all foreign Italian imported fixtures.
I don't think she tends to really want to admit that she has that issue.
There's a long back hall with a little porch. I call it the Romeo-Juliet porch because you can stand out there.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou?
I understand it's, hoarding's a sickness.
Help, Romeo. Rescue me.
In 1979, somebody approached my husband wanting to buy the house and tear it down. And he says, well, if you love me, you'll do it. I went, whoa, whoa, whoa. If you love me, you won't ask me to do it. So he left.
When her husband left her, I think that was the first big blow. Sandra started what we call curb killing. She would go out and see things that folks had put out to the street for the trash. And I'll have to agree that, sometimes one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, Sandra seemed to find a whole lot of treasures.
You have every right to look at all of this and say, my God, you're a hoarder. But the truth is, I do not perceive myself as a hoarder. It's because it's a shop that the quantity is more than a house.
The last I heard, it was over $2.1 million that was owed on the note. It finally caught up with her so that she could not make the payments of the house.
I am Patrick Haywood, a local attorney here in Greensboro, North Carolina. The bank moved to foreclose, and one of the defenses that she'd put forth was that the bank did not actually have title to the property.
Sandra believed that when the federal government bought out and paid for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, she believed that her house and her loan was paid for.
She's remained there for about 3 years fighting the various foreclosures, which is pretty extraordinary, actually. That's a heck of a fight.
My goal is to have the legal system invalidate the foreclosure.
My name is Michael. I'm the new owner of the Julian Price house. Purchasing this home was very, very complicated.
The legal document that Michael signed would require him to take the property as is, where is. He voluntarily accepted the house with the hoard and the hoarder. A little risky from a lawyer's perspective, a whole lot risky, I'd say.
Now that might make me cry. Of course. You don't devote your whole life, 42 years, to something. without loving it.
The Julian Price house is Sandra's life. That's all she's ever known. I don't think she ever thought this was really gonna happen. And so she never thought about, where am I gonna go? How do I empty the house?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, this is a lot of people. Quite honestly, we are in the biggest house I have ever cleaned. Never had this many dumpsters, never had this many people. And I'm still a little nervous, man. This house is massive.
It's amazing. It's gonna take over 1,000 man-hours to empty this house.
I would just like to thank Michael and Eric both for being concerned for her stuff. I realized they could have come in and just got rid of everything in the house, but their compassion for Sandra is showing through this. I'm excited about seeing Sandra move to a new chapter in her life.
But I want to be really firm. That chapter starts in 3 days. We are on the very last page of this chapter. And that's real. It's over. All right, we ready to go, guys?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you.
I'm blown away how much stuff is happening, how many guys are rolling around. Just for scale, I just want to stress, I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. It's been a really good morning. We have taken 10 dumpsters out already. Sandra's actually behaving pretty well. I'm hoping it actually slows down, because if it doesn't, this is going to be a 100 dumpster house. There aren't even enough dumpsters in North Carolina that we can get in 3 days to do that.
Those are not trash. Those are brand new. Those chairs.
Bring it over here for me, please. Well, it's not moisture, it's actually mold, and this is wicker. Can't actually sell this, and I can't donate it.
Okay, and I'm not asking you to. I'm telling you, I want it.
We're not focused on finding you a place to live. You said that's off the table, so we're respecting that. I think where we're at now is to say you're holding on to things that you don't have a place for.
And you don't know that. I'm sorry. Slide that over here a little.
It's tough love time. It's not easy.
Listen,
And she's not even related to me.
no, but this is your house.
I know.
Mike has to decide, does he want to placate Sandra or does he want to get his home back? He can't have both. If you don't set the precedence now before we get back tomorrow, we are toast.
Oh, yes. That's key.
Okay. So, we're all here to support you. Dr. Zaggio's here. Let Matt run his crew. Your brothers are here. It's for you. All of this.
So
Let us empty the house. I need the house empty so that we can move on. You need the house empty so that you can have your money and from the auctions to get this done. The only way to do it is to follow Matt's lead.
So is number one, you know.
There's two options. You either have to let us do this our way, or you can't be here.
I have a solution. Before I do each room, she gets 5 minutes, legit. 5 minutes, you point. Keep. And my guys tag it, and we pull it out. You're not getting more than 5 minutes. It means you're gonna get a few things that are important to you, and when that 5-minute stopwatch goes off, we walk out. And then my team does what they do.
The only answer is yes, or this is gonna go not well.
hope Sandra can stay with us and that she accepts the role in this of taking just a few choice mementos out of the house.
So what I'm asking is, if you get the first out, then could I come back in 2 minutes and say, okay,
No.
you know, now that
It's
we can see that?
Five and out, each room.
You need to take it, Sandra.
It's gonna be good.
The end result of all this is going to benefit you.
Okay, let's try that.
Our initial plan was for her to go through the room and stay one room behind the rest of the crew. And as they moved, she would move. That's not what's happening. We started with getting her to pull out things that were of value to her, that could contribute to a new housing arrangement, that sort of thing. We are now at the extreme end where she is just scooping up everything on the floor, including visible trash.
Go ahead and throw that in there. I mean, we'll use it for who knows what.
Sandra, I'm concerned that you're going backwards and not forwards. You went from being very selective in the items, and it now seems like everything he's handing you, you're just putting in the box and not even looking at.
I mean, I have however long I live to deal with this.
I'm trying to appeal to her. I'm trying to give her some support, but we're trying to help you to start retraining your brain to think differently now rather than do it in the future, and you're not going to have somebody to help you in the future.
There is a bag, Walter, of remotes out there on that credenza.
She's stuck on all this minutia in the first room and not even moving on to the next.
Yeah, that's just throw that
Guys,
back.
I'm really worried about what's going on here.
I am too.
We're heading in the
Opposite direction.
opposite direction.
Right.
And she's not even listening.
Okay.
You're putting in bent cards and...
That's fine. A bent card is fine. Is it empty? Okay, give me this stuff on top.
This woman is headed for a catastrophe, and she doesn't see it.
What is that? That piece of paper you just put in there?
Here's here is my mascara. Do what now?
So what was the piece of paper?
Who knows what?
That you're telling me about?
Well, it doesn't matter. Paper trash is trash, and it burns.
Hey, man.
And it burns.
The mascara that you picked up, how old is that?
It fell out of my pocket. I had it in my pocket today, okay?
We've got her brother Walter, her brother Earl, her brother Wade, we've got Michael, we've got Eric, we've got myself, we've got Matt, and 35 people who are all trying to help her, and she's rejecting every piece of it.
Stop attacking me. Everybody's attacking me. Don't make me wrong.
That yard is full. She's stopping every one of my guys.
Listen, I need
Michael and Eric, get in here. 15 of my guys walk up and they said, she won't let us work. She's parked her chair right in the middle of our pathway of 2 different rooms coming out. I don't want to hear it anymore.
I don't
I'm done.
care.
Stop talking.
I'm not.
This is ridiculous. You know, I'm really struggling with Sandra. And it's one thing to help this woman. It's another to completely slow down a third of my crew and not allow them to do anything. She's slowing us down from helping her.
It makes no sense. It takes them less time to put it right here and go bring the rest
I have a legal obligation to clean this
You're
house.
manufacturing.
You stop.
Listen, I have got to have that croquet set.
It's frustrating for me to see her continuing to manipulate everyone in the situation. I'm done. This. I'm out of here.
That's your choice.
You guys want me to empty the house? I'll do it. If not, I won't. She's stopping every one of my guys. 15 guys just came to me and said they can't work.
I chose pieces
Stop.
that I have made.
Y'all
I'm not
figure this
talking
out.
to you.
I'm done.
Matt's walking away. He says he's going to quit, and so I feel like it's important to intervene because we can't quit.
Look, these are brand new, never been used.
But I think it goes back to so what do you want with them?
That's not his business. That's nobody's
No.
business
I'm asking
but
you
mine.
what? No, I'm not asking you. Where do you want them? What do you want?
I want them back there to go to my warehouse.
Here's the problem. I will speak for 30 seconds and I'll leave again. Here's the issue. We're at a volume in the 3 o'clock pile that now, if she doesn't manage to have it taken away, I don't have enough time by dark to throw it all away.
So then we need to come to her
The pile's
and
getting too big.
Then we just have to revise the plan so that she knows the rules.
This is brand new, brand spanking new.
This is ridiculous. Every item she says is brand new. Every item is
You
important.
go over there and look at it.
I don't
See
care.
if it's been open.
Matt, please stop
I'm sure
yelling.
it's new.
It's so important that we remember that Sandra is mentally ill. We have to stay calm, we have to stay patient, and continue to treat her with respect.
I am at my limit. I cannot work. I have 7 dumpsters ready to fill. They're in the front yard. If she doesn't let me fill them, I don't get the house done.
So I tried to talk to Sandra about what exactly she was trying to achieve. Are you getting a U-Haul? Do you have a trailer coming in? How is it going to get out of here?
We have a crew that's coming tomorrow, and we're planning tonight the program, and that's how we'll do it and how it'll get done.
Everything in this house is not going to the pile, Sandra. I know you know that.
Oh, well, no, I know that.
But
Right now,
look
she's
at me though, please. Will you look at me, Sandra?
Uh-huh.
When we start this tomorrow morning, someone has to look at me, please. Someone has to be here,
Right.
operational for you.
Okay, I want my sofa to go with my 2 chairs.
I would not put money on these people who are showing up, but Sandra's one of the most persuasive people I've ever met. The problem is she's had 40 years to produce that, and she's never going to do it. Why are we to believe that she'll do it by 9 a.m. tomorrow?
If you can go get those glass things there, and whatever's heavier for the guys, we're gonna empty everything that's ours from here down.
Empty it.
Take it to the street. We're getting the stuff off the property.
I got here this morning and Miss Sandra had technically achieved what we challenged her to do.
Bring it on out to the street, if you will.
She did remove a lot of stuff from the yard and she put it right on the property line.
And don't let anybody take it from you. Call me if you have a problem.
The problem is there were a lot of items in this pile in the street that I know I saw in the dumpster when I left.
Stick that right in that sort of hole right there at those chairs. Thank you.
She looks pretty tired. I think she stayed up all night pulling what she could out of the yard into the street.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, ma'am, are you the owner of all this stuff?
This stuff.
This is all of your belongings? Okay. The reason is you're not allowed to have stuff out on the street, impeding, blocking traffic. I don't know.
Blocked.
To a certain...
They have taken 20-some dumpsters of my good stuff to the dump. And what I'm doing is getting what I can out here. And as soon as we get my stuff out here, then we're gonna load it and take it to my warehouse.
Yeah, our thing is, you know, there's a time limit for you to get this. It's got to be off the street by the time the permit ends by 5 o'clock.
So 5:01, it's got to be gone.
It's gone.
Local police came and said 5:01, boom, that's the deadline. If this stuff isn't off the street, it's gone.
Just can't be blocking the street. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, you can't just be abandoning your trash on the street like this.
Honey, we haven't abandoned it. We're bringing it out here to
I'm
fit
just
the
saying
kill.
that past 5 o'clock, it's going to be considered abandoned. And we're going to call code enforcement.
The city is sending a picker truck here to remove this stuff off the property. That's not an opinion, that's not negotiable. The truck is coming from the city to remove it. This is now a trash complaint from a neighbor.
He will call you because he is
hopefully I won't have
out
to.
for sabotaging me any and every way
You know
he
what?
can.
Sandra, look at me.
All right, Betty,
Do
come
the
on.
job and we'll get out of here.
Well,
All right,
let
thank you,
me.
guys.
Give
Okay.
me the time to do
He
it.
just did. He just gave you the law.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
help people, and I'm not helping her. And it's hard, and I know you want to. That's why we're both being pushed past our breaking point. And it's so painful to watch.
This is a hard one for all of us. And let me assure you, Dr. Zazio is a tough chick. Nothing breaks her. And for the first time in 7 years, I saw her broken.
She's made a decision to live on the street. She made a decision to spend the night digging in the dumpster, which you told her was off limits. She made a decision to pull stuff out on the sidewalk. She's losing sight of what even brought us here. And it's painful because she's a human being and her brain is not allowing her to make any kind of reasonable, decent decision. And I'm a human being and I would never want this to happen to my grandmother.
God, no.
She's ill. She's doing exactly what her illness is telling her to do. And we have to keep cool, we have to keep calm, and work as a team to keep our cool so that we can walk away knowing we did everything we could to help somebody who is pretty much helpless.
How do you help a person that won't accept any help? I wouldn't act the way I acted yesterday. Dr. Zazio has brought up a really good point. I was very immature with Sandra yesterday, and she wanted to really strongly empower me to be more mature today.
I'm glad you're here. Nobody could have done this job other than you. Nobody could have. There's no question about it.
So I don't know, maybe I was just trying to isolate myself from her so I wouldn't feel bad when I go home to my perfect life.
Well, I think the defensiveness of that anger is really a lot of hurt of not being able to help her and wanting her, and then just that frustration of wanting to do something positive.
Some was frustration, some was immaturity, and some was just breaking point. But yeah, I mean, I've never had someone I can't help. So I do apologize to you. I will go apologize to her. So we made the decision that I'm not going to interact with Sandra today. Dr. Zazio is going to be my voice for me, and I'm just going to focus on the cleaning.
Does anyone know what that means?
Nobody needs to know.
But you're saying it needs
here.
to happen.
You're here.
Sandra knows this is it.
Well, get that out so we can load them in here, and we will. I told y'all I needed you to get the stuff that we're trying to hold down there.
She is in pure panic mode.
I want you to show me the desk you want.
So you're gonna pass judgment on what I'm saying has to be done and what doesn't have to be done.
No, ma'am.
Yes, you are.
Right now, Sandra is acting like a caged wild tiger.
You will understand when we get there, okay?
She knows that it's all over at 5:01.
We're losing time. No! We have to put the desk in the truck, okay?
She had a crew of 6 people who were one by one taking the stuff out of the house, off of the yard, into the street.
We've got 30 minutes to get all of this to the street and what's back here at this back door.
But as the time ticked away, you could tell she was getting more and more frazzled.
No, we got 30 minutes to get all this to the street and all the stuff on the truck.
Stop it. No. No. No! Listen to me!
No, I won't. I'm done, Sandra.
Good.
Done.
Bye.
It got to the point where if they even said anything, she would blow up and fire them.
You're right. We out here trying to help her.
I understand that we're pressed for time. She wants to kiss her ass. Go ahead. I'm through. But the way she came off at me, I just did not appreciate it. No offense, I don't mean to be rude, but...
So sit down.
Yeah.
That all doesn't fit in Kirby's truck.
We were just gonna make several trips.
Okay. To where? We had all tried all day long. Everyone asked, where is this location?
My buddy's place that he's allowed me to put the stuff there.
Once again, she will not tell us where that location is. I don't think there is one. I think she is just in fight or flight mode right now. All this stuff that you have, there's no way you're gonna have enough time to get it off the property by 5 p.m.
We were warning Sandra all day, hey, it's getting close. And she was not focusing on the reality of, hey, the stuff in the street has to get somewhere.
Go ahead, see what you can get in there.
I just need to go with the guy.
Put them in. Can we lay them on top? We got 2 more.
Is that the last piece?
No, we got 2 more, guys.
We're done. That's it. We got to go. That's it. It's time to go.
Thanks, guys.
We emptied a 10,000 square foot home, and she's got like this much stuff, and it's heartbreaking. It's really sad to watch.
Come on, help hold me up.
Lisa could have done more.
Oh yeah, this is it. This is it.
She just was never well enough to make the decisions. She could have been doing this for 5 years.
Lordy, Lordy, Miss 40.
I have worked with hundreds and hundreds of people struggling with hoarding disorder. And this was by far one of the most painful cases.
I'm too sad about the things we lost. And I think that's just beginning because I hadn't really felt that way, per se.
She literally has nothing.
We tried.
To watch her drive off was really hard because it was like, that was it. That was the final chapter. It was an awful thing to watch. Couches, pictures, vases, picking them up and dropping them into trucks and smashing them. I didn't want it to go this way.
I do believe the real Sandra will find joy in Michael and Eric raising their daughters in this house.
My life has been such an adventure so far, and I'll be all right.
It's so surprising that she was smiling, saying, I'll be just fine. Don't you worry about me. And I hope that she will.
I'm Kate. I'm a former realtor. I'm a mother of 4. And I love collecting things that have meaning or connection to me. I love my antique wardrobes, crystal china, linen, glassware, silver. The hallway's lined with boxes. The living room is got boxes you can barely walk in. They're stacked up boxes by the front door. I use the side door to get into the house because it's a clearer entrance. It's a storage building, basically the house at this point.
I'm Andrew. I'm Kate's middle son. Currently, the house is 100% not livable. It is covered from wall to wall, about head height to me, in furniture, random things, knickknacks, It's completely unlivable.
I'm Steven. I'm Kate's youngest son. Mom recently started living in the basement. I worry about the moisture. It's musty, it's moldy. It's like there's no air to breathe.
I feel more protected, hidden there. I feel like it's my safe place.
I could not imagine spending a night there. I couldn't imagine having hope for the future in that sort of environment.
I'm Eva, and I'm Kate's daughter. So I haven't been into the house in a few years. Last time I came into town, I drove up to the driveway, and I noticed that there were things piled up out to basically right to the brim of the driveway. And so that was immediately alarming. My mom really identifies with possession, and I think like property is one of her favorite words. It gives her some feeling of status and worth to be able to have things.
Took a while before I wanted to get married again. But he was such a gentleman, patient, and he was easy to fall in love with.
Herb was a chemical engineer. He was very meticulous, and when they met, he had this very minimal house that had nothing in it. And so the two of them together were like total opposites.
Herb was incredibly supportive. All he wanted was her to be happy. We appreciated him for that, but at the same time, he wasn't able to say no to new things being brought into the house and the effect that it would have over time.
He was solely responsible in carrying the weight of keeping tabs on Mom and having to fight with her over having a livable space. As her kids, we were kind of blind and unaware just how dire their financial situation had gotten as sort of a result of overspending. And we were able to live a solid, I don't know, about 10 years without having the weight of this on us because he managed it. I'm incredibly grateful that he did that, and I can't imagine how much pressure it was. There is no way that that amount of stress wasn't in some way impacting his health.
This is the love of my life.
When I first walked up to the house after Herb had passed, I hadn't really seen it in a while. When I saw it, it struck me right through the heart, and I didn't know how to process it. I don't know what to do after that because I can't keep driving by wondering if my mom is covered and buried and suffocating in their basement under a bunch of stuff. That's unacceptable. I don't know what I'd do.
Good morning, everyone. Morning.
Morning.
I'm Brandon Brownot, transition expert and cleanup expert. We are here to do this big project today for Kate. This project is going to take a lot out of everyone. We have the family here today to support. The mission today, we're going to tackle the driveway, working our way on the deck to gain entry into the home. If anything is moving too quick, please let us know. This all going to depend on you, Kate, giving us the ability, authorizing us to be able to make those decisions and move effectively is going to be crucial. So now that we've covered all the bases, why don't we get going, guys?
All right. Let's do it.
I'm Dr. David Tolan. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I specialize in the study and treatment of hoarding disorder.
Okay. So, Kate,
This is the stuff that needs to get dealt with first because obviously this is blocking the entrance to everything. So I'd like you to kind of go through and tell me if there's anything here that you really feel needs to be saved or whether this could all come out.
Let's pull up, see.
You want to pull up and take a look?
Yeah.
Sure.
Looks like we got some cardboard boxes.
There's water coming.
And a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the color it's supposed to be.
Yeah, they can go.
They can go. Okay, great. How was that to make the decision to let them go?
It's easy.
That's easy.
So
Okay.
guys, let's
and what
get it
made
done.
it easy for you?
They're dirty.
They're dirty. Okay. So that maybe that's a rule of
And that
thumb that we
doesn't
can look at if
function
something's
well.
okay. So if something is dirty and if it doesn't function well, they can
It's
go.
gone.
Okay, excellent.
I think it's old and gone. Gone.
So Kate, this is a piece that you had said you wanted to look at before we make a decision about it. So now that we've gotten to it and you have a chance to see it, what do you think about it? We find this massive cabinet. It's very large, it's very damaged, and yet she is saying it was special, somebody made it for her. Are you just hanging on to it for kind of sentimental reasons?
Yeah, it's just the people who made it and did it for me. And,
know.
and it's solid.
I know. I'm learning where her blind spots are. One of her blind spots is things that have potential. You know, this could be used by somebody. Another one that I'm learning now is things that it would be a shame to put into a landfill.
Everything is going to the dump. I thought there was going to be more recycling stuff, and there's not.
Yeah.
So it's discouraging,
Yeah.
and it's shame. It's shame.
You know, her use of the word shame is interesting to me. I don't know if that really means I would feel shame if I let go of this. What I suspect is happening is that fundamentally she doesn't want to let go of things. And she's finding justifications to hang on to those things that may or may not make sense. You kind of hang on to things because it's a shame for it to go into a landfill.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at this and it seems very
It's a
large
shame
and very
that it
damaged. You know, if somebody were into reclaiming old furniture, they would find it in the landfill. They would go get it.
I hear what you're saying. I hear, and you know, one person would paint it, one person would oil it, dark oil. You know what? It's too big for a small house.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is. It is.
Let go.
Okay, there you
It's
go.
a shame. I wish
Nice
somebody
job.
would take it. Hey, one of the kids.
I think we're going to see some fireworks tomorrow. This was the easy stuff, the stuff that she was willing to let sit out in the rain because she didn't care about it that much. But the things inside the house, well, that she cares about.
Today we have a new mission. It's to tackle the inside of the home. Finish up the bedrooms, get the kitchen going, get the dining room complete. We had a good start yesterday, as you can see. This took a family that cares about you to get to this point.
Well, you know, I'm really curious, Kate, to get a sense of how you feel when you look around this space now.
It does feel good, and to have so much support and family and people coming from different places. I get tingles because there's a lot of great energy and love.
Absolutely. Well, your family's here because they love you and they want to support you. Now, as I think about today, we're going to get into a couple of rooms that I think might be even more meaningful to you. How about when we get into the bedroom? What's going to happen there?
I haven't been in that in a long time.
That has been kind of the center of your avoidance, I think, hasn't it? I mean, you've just shut that off.
It's too hard, yeah.
So, in the spirit of what we've been talking about, right, today we're not going to avoid.
Yeah.
Today we're going to approach. And that's going to stir up some feelings for you, and that's okay. You know, that's perfectly normal. Is there anything else here that you can see that might be something you could let go of?
I like it. I was hoping to see sets of chairs that are alike.
So what about this wicker chair? Can we get rid of that chair?
Hey, Eva. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just pause here, and I'd like to kind of check in with Eva. Eva, what do you think about all the stuff that's here?
These were things from outside yesterday.
I know, and they were covered.
So you gotta let go. I know it's hard, but you have to let go. Steven doesn't have the time to fix things.
I'm not asking anyone to fix things. I do want to have my choices and pick my favorites. I really want to make my own choices. I really do, and I am not going to go overboard.
But at the same time, remember, a big piece of what we're trying to do is get you to learn how to not have this problem anymore. And the best way to learn how to not have this problem anymore is to actually go through the process and talk it through and make the really hard decisions and cope with the emotions that brings up.
There's gonna be some grief.
Can we talk a little bit about these doors, that window? How does that play a role with reconstructing things here?
What do we need to build out of that? We're not building homes.
If you could show me something in this house that you have had repaired.
We had things repaired constantly.
We're talking about.
Can you find something around you that's been repaired?
You know what? I'm not comfortable with this.
We're here stretching our comfort zone pretty maximally.
It's important to recognize, Kate, that what you're comfortable with led to the problem.
Right.
So we're gonna have to have some discomfort here. A more simple way of saying that is, I want you to do what feels bad. What are you feeling right now, Kate?
Like I have no choice. I mean, it's like I either play nice and not be true to myself. I'm an adult. I get to make my own decisions.
Of course.
And I've made hard decisions, and I don't like being pressured.
I know you've
There
made a
has
lot.
to be an acknowledgement. This is a freaking huge.
Massive acknowledgement. Massive acknowledgement. If we've stayed sort of in your comfort zone, though, you know?
Yeah, we're getting down to the real antique
We're getting
stuff
down to
and
the real
wood
stuff.
And I feel like I could run through this real quick logically and help you make decisions. If it's broken, if the top's worn off, it's done. Good, good, good. Rest needs to go.
There's a top for this piece somewhere. There's a
Somewhere?
Top. Here. That and the other one had a top that went with it.
Hey guys, let's bring it back in one more time.
Bring it back in.
So here's the thing. Can we agree to get rid of everything, that moldy chair, everything else, with the exception of those doors?
The unused rack I would use in a pantry, and it's not even out of the box.
Okay.
That is the one thing I'd want.
But everything else? Everything else?
Not this. This is what I put together to save. And it has a top. You can see where there's a.
So we got 4.
There's a top.
So Kate, we have a total of 5 items.
1, 2,
3, 4, and these 2 doors.
and there's 2 French doors.
How many doors are you keeping, Ma? What do you need those for? You got those doors.
Eva, I'm noticing your facial expression. Tell me what you're thinking right now.
There's a really big disconnect between rational and emotional here.
Yeah, you think
and
so?
I don't know how to resolve that.
I'm not asking for very much. I just don't think it's unreasonable.
If we cannot get rid of this, then everything will come back. And you will be in the same place in 2 years. That's how fast it happens.
We'll see. We won't. I won't. I've made it clear. I made it clear. I get to choose. And I want a little balcony with a couple chairs. And those French doors mean something to me. So I really want to stand on that. I really do.
So what we need you to say is that everything else that you haven't already identified can go. And that's a
well, when
show
I've
of
said
faith to
everything,
us.
then everything was wiped out, and so I'm
We're talking
not
about
trusting.
this row.
Okay, that row. And we said this mirror.
Every single thing that you've said, we've heard.
Okay.
And we're trying to talk about the rest of your life.
Not the things that could be something, the things that are something.
Yeah, including us, you know? Like, this hurts on a deep level because you're putting a barrier between you and your family. So, like, where's the happiness there, you know? We need some sacrifices from you.
Kate. So what's going on?
It's just hard.
Yeah. So what are you responding to right now?
The pressure.
Mm-hmm. It feels like people are pressuring you. And they are a bit.
Oh, it just hit some buttons.
Yes, yes, it will hit buttons. And to some extent, we need to hit those buttons. And I'm glad that you're not avoiding. You know, I'm glad that you're willing to experience these emotions and go through this process, because we are trying to be different, you know, and that hurts sometimes. Can you feel from your family that all that challenging is coming from a place of love?
Yes,
Yeah, they really care about you, and I think they're really worried about you. They're really worried that you're not functioning well. I worry about you too. You know, I worry about the condition that this home was in, and I worry about you doing it again.
It feels like poking, but I know they can see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
I have enough.
Mm-hmm.
I have sufficient.
Yeah, you do have enough.
And I am so grateful for this opportunity, and I'm trying to not stop the progress. There's something there that I gotta work on.
What do you think it is?
Just the angst with my daughter. It's really hard.
The two of you are just at odds. I get a sense she's really concerned.
She is.
I mean, and that comes from love. But I know she doesn't like seeing you live like this, and it really bugs her.
I know. That's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Did we take Gerb's clothes out yet?
I don't think they've even gotten into the master bedroom yet.
I just think that'll be cathartic.
To get rid of those. Yeah. It's hard to let go. And I guess in some ways you never really do let go. What would help you right now? What do you feel like you need to...
I'm just gonna wash my face with cold water and start again.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
The fact that Kate is willing to talk about how she's feeling, talk about why she's feeling that way, and think about things hopefully in a different way strikes me as a good sign.
It's awful. I think I just have to feel it and go through it.
I think that we're opening something up in Kate. There is insight there. Now she understands that her behavior has become a problem, and it is a serious problem.
It's the beginning of the day, and we have one last day to finish the final 3 things that need to be addressed. We have to get the basement done. We have to finish Kate's main bedroom. But the first thing we need to do is we need to have Kate do a final pass on the items in the front of the lawn that Kate hasn't quite made a decision on. All right, Kate, we're gonna go through each section. We have to be very quick. What about this piece here?
Go.
All right. What about this chair here?
That chair can go. It's sloppy.
What about this mirror?
It's plastic.
So we
I mean,
can-
it's the mirror's mirror, but I don't need it.
So we can donate?
Yep.
All right, thank you. You're doing great, Kate.
Yeah, thanks. It's garbage.
Okay, great.
I'm ready to go. I think I have enough mirrors. I can let go of a project.
Great.
All right.
Today I can see some real changes in Kate. It used to be that her reflex was to hang on to every single thing.
You know what? I have ironing boards, don't I?
Now I see her making a lot more critical decisions.
Everything's going great. I'm excited. We got a good pace. Andrew and Steven are working their way through the garage, working their way through the double doors to gain access into the basement. Ivana and Caitlin are working in Kate's main bedroom so that we can bring items to Kate, who's located underneath the tent.
Well, table ain't got no legs. Gone.
The Molly maids are cleaning the kitchen, the bathroom, most importantly, cleaning the basement floor that's full of mud. We're down to the final touches. might actually be able to get this job done.
Oh my gosh, it's so big. It's so big. Just walking into feeling space. The dining room, living room, this, it's just so much bigger than I remember. Guys, this is gorgeous. Thank you. Oh, feels cool down here.
Kate, out of the entire process, the biggest challenge was down here.
It was really, really dense. But it was all trash. It all had been ruined because there was so much of it.
I remember when you and I first came down to this room, we had to practice gymnastics just to get into the room. You also slept down here. In fact, this was actually your sleeping area. So how do you feel about what you see now?
Space.
I am going to sleep so much better knowing that she is sleeping better and not in that dingy old basement anymore.
Oh, here we are. This is an area for family.
It's beautiful.
It's not often that we're able to do an entire house. We did the entire house.
Lucky girl.
You are very lucky. And that's it.
Because of these guys.
You've got a really nice family here. This is a family with a lot of love who all came together to help you. And I think that the state of this house is a clear testament to their love for you and their willingness to support you. I think a lot of the success of this cleanup can be attributed to the solid family relationships that Kate has. They're smart enough to see what's going on and insightful enough to recognize what the problem is. And they're also big-hearted and loving enough to want to do something about it. I think this is the part where Brandon and I leave you, and we leave you to enjoy the home. So it's been a pleasure to work with all of you.
Thank you. It truly has been.
I see the future as surprising my kids. That's my goal, is to have them shocked at what this has done for me and projecting the future. I'm going to surprise my family. I can do better.
I'm Destiny, I'm 35 years old, and I've hoarded this home with my mother for 20 years. The house is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And it's full of trash and unneeded collectibles. Dolls, angels, elephants, peacock figurines, pots and pans, kitchen gadgets, different brands of soda products, pillows, clothing, stacks of books, movies, and a lot of trash. My bedroom is where I spend most of my time, mostly surfing the internet, reading fan fiction, watching TV. It's also where I eat. For the last year or so, Mom spent all of her time in her room, and I spent all of my time in my room because there really was nowhere else for us to sit down together and spend time together. mom has been hoarding my whole life. Growing up in the house, my mother had a lot of things. I don't think any of us thought it was hoarding at the time, mostly because the house was clean, but there were a lot of things everywhere. My hoarding was a learned behavior from my mother. I would see how my mother would collect things, and I wanted pretty things too. In my early childhood and early teen years, my dad would take me to thrift stores. That's when I really started collecting. I would never clean my room, never get rid of anything. 48 hours ago, my mother had a heart attack. It was very sudden, very shocking. I was sitting in front of her when it happened. What she said was, "Oh," and clutched her chest. And then she slumped. And the light went out.
My sister called me in a panic and said that Mom collapsed and wasn't breathing. I think a part of me knew that she was already gone.
The loss of my mother has been devastating. I faced almost my entire life around her. I'm having a hard time imagining what life's gonna be now without her.
I'm extremely worried about Destiny. I'm afraid she's gonna fall into a depression because she was with Mama every day of her life. So I'm sure she has no idea where she's gonna go or what she's gonna do. If the cleanup doesn't happen, then the property manager will definitely evict Destiny. And I'm not sure where she or any of us would be at that point.
This is probably gonna be the hardest thing I'm ever going to do, trying to clean up a house that was meant to be cleaned up with the most important person to me, my mother. She's not here anymore.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Dr. Robin Sazio. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I specialize in helping people who are struggling with hoarding behaviors. Normally, we are looking for lots of enthusiasm and excitement to start this next journey. We have some very unusual circumstances that occurred prior to our arrival, and of course, that was the death of Gail, who we were coming to help in addition to you, Destiny. Dorothy and I do not have the words to convey what you're going through right now and to express our condolences for your losses. So I just really want to acknowledge that. I would like to just take a moment of silence in honor of Gail. Thank you, everybody.
I'm Dorothy Brenninger. I'm a professional organizing expert, and I specialize in hoarding.
Thanks, Dr. Zazio. Wow. The tears are flowing out there, huh? If you look around, there are 20 people here ready for you, Destiny and family members, standing in the rain, in the tears, ready to do what we need to do for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay? Are you ready to go? Give me a thumbs up. All right, let's go. Everybody, out. All the way back up here. Everybody, let's go.
It's just one of those days where it's not going very easy at all. We're behind the 8 ball, of course, because of the rain mostly. But it's okay, the team will not be deterred. And the process is simply to bring out all of the trash first. Nothing else, just the trash.
This is trash.
I think this can go.
Why? Why did you keep all these socks?
Trash. This whole box can go.
Destiny's doing well. The rest of the family's doing well. This totally speaks to how this family is pulling together, making decisions.
Do you want to keep the photo album thing?
No.
All right.
The initiative is there. This family wants this to be done.
Oh, that's trash?
Yeah.
This is their mom's room, and the family needs to go in there with Destiny to just start the work and be together and face this as a group.
Do we dive in? Is that what is happening right now?
I think so.
I know this was hard. I know. Mama's room, it's daunting in there. It feels like the end.
I know.
Destiny?
This is gonna be the hardest to let go.
I know.
I can't. Look over there.
Truth be told, I can't either.
I shouldn't have the other day. Not having dealt with my mom being gone, you know, I started thinking to myself, she lived in that. Almost everything in this room smells like the poison that helped kill her. So yeah, I'm good with it gone, and I need out of the room.
Okay.
I need.
I've had anxiety and nightmares about this because I knew that when the time came and Mom passed, that we were gonna have to deal with this. And this is not something that anyone should have to deal with.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hi.
How's everybody holding up? This is the last room of the house. And of course, the most difficult. What are you feeling, Destiny?
I want to keep it all.
Yeah. Roddy, what's going on for you?
I'm just mad. She gave up. She stopped listening. She didn't care. Didn't matter how many times we came out to help.
Yep.
Me too. I'm mad too.
I know it's not easy thinking that she was living like this and that she passed in these conditions.
Just lived in that one corner.
I am so deeply sorry for your loss. And I'm so deeply sorry that you have to be standing in these conditions in the process of grieving your mother. I think at this point, restoring this room will help all of you to move past what this is. Because I think right now, even though this was your mom's room and this is where she lived at the same time, it's not producing good feelings for any of you. I think you all are gonna feel just a little bit better once we can get this room in order for you. Do you guys feel like you need some time to just digest?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You're ready to dive in and get it done?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna get Dorothy.
Let's get this over with.
Man, I wasn't sure that we could do it. From where we started to where we ended up, two different things. We cleared out the entire back area. Then there's the entire house, room by room. We filled up 18 tons worth of stuff. That's 9 dumpsters. We averted the eviction, and suddenly now we can see what this house really looks like underneath all of the hoard.
Hi, family. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hello there. Come on in.
Wow.
Come on into your living room.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
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 What do you think?
Very pretty.
This is the most space I've seen in here in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
Does it feel too empty?
No, actually, I like the way it's open and clear.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the house, now that it's all been cleared out, I do feel a sense of freedom.
So this feels good to you?
Yeah.
And it feels much better than the way you were living?
Yes, it does.
Okay. It's really good to hear that this feels good to you, which really adds to your prognosis to keep the house in order.
All I could think this whole week was, how in the world did I live like this? I never want to live like that again.
Oh.
Oh my. That's all of them.
Walking into my mother's bedroom, it was like a sledgehammer to the chest to see basically a memorial, not just to Mom, but to everybody that we've lost.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't even know that picture existed.
Seeing that photograph and the chair was, I think, the most beautiful tribute anyone could have done. I think we all needed it.
I think you're gonna be okay. I think we're all gonna be okay. Yeah.
Her entire path was truly hidden underneath this hoard, and now her future is open. Yeah, there's work to be done, but her metamorphosis is just as grand or even more grand than the house itself.
I'm not sure what's next, but I think the future is looking pretty bright from where I'm sitting.